Hey everyone. Welcome to the first video in the AP Macroeconomics series. In this video, we're going to talk about the basics of macroeconomics and really economics in general, because it applies to microeconomics too, and the factors of production and the circular flow model. So let's get started. First of all, what is economics? We talk about it a lot, we see it on the news, but what does it really mean? Economics is a study of unlimited wants with limited resources. What this means is here. We as people all have wants. I want that refrigerator, I want that car, I want this, I want that, right? But there's limited resources on this planet to accommodate making those products that fill our wants. There's only a certain amount of resources on the planet to make those refrigerators, to make those cars, to make this and that. So that brings us to the next sentence right there. How to allocate scarce resources among competing ends. That's another way to define economics. It's about how we're going to allocate those limited resources to different companies and firms and businesses to make their products. Because what we give to General Electric to make their coffee makers and their appliances and all, Apple isn't going to get it to make their computers and their laptops. So we got to think about that and make decisions based on the limited resources and how we're going to allocate them. The competing ends part right here, that's really the businesses and firms. Let's go on. Alright, just know that a positive statement is a fact. It's absolutely true. A normative statement, on the other hand, is an opinion. A positive statement, let's say, tomorrow the sun will rise. That's a positive statement. It's a fact for sure. Normative opinion. It's an opinion. You shouldn't go to school tomorrow. It's not a fact. It's just something you should or shouldn't do. It's an opinion. It's good. Going on. That won't really tie into much of economics. You just need to know that because it shows up on the AP exam time to time. Okay, the meat of this video is the factors of production. There's 4 of them. 1 is land. 2 is labor, 3 is capital, and entrepreneurship is 4. Okay, land. Productive resources existing in nature. That sounds funky, right? It's pretty simple, actually. Let's talk about this all in terms of a Wendy's restaurant. The Wendy's restaurant is on a block of land, right? The fast food restaurant. So that's your land. Factors of production. Let's go back to this. Factors of production is everything that comes together to make a product. So land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, those are all required to make the product. So in this case, make the product, the burger of Wendy's. Okay. So land. The burger is going to be made in a restaurant, which is going to be on land. So that's all that land really is. It's the land the store is going to be on. Next, labor. You need a worker to make that burger in the actual restaurant. You can have the bread, you can have the meat, the pickles, the ketchup lying around, but it's not going to come together without a worker doing it. Labor is defined as the physical or mental effort of people, which is just the workers. Next is capital. Capital can be mechanical capital or human capital. Mechanical capital is tools, machines, and equipment that's going to be used to make that product. To make the burger, you're going to need a grill. To make the fries, you're going to need a deep fryer. And for the soda, it's a soda machine. So if you have the worker, the labor, you have the land, the restaurant, and you have the ingredients for the burger, but you don't have a grill, it's not going to come together. The worker's going to have a frozen block of meat and no burger to sell because you got to grill it. Next is the human capital. Human capital is the knowledge and skills acquired through training and experience. You can't just put a worker in there and expect them to know how to operate the machines and make the burger, the product. They need to have experience and training. Also, since this is about how production goes, we got to think about it in terms of experience. So a worker working at Wendy's for 3 years is going to make the product faster and better than someone who's working there for a week. Entrepreneurship. The ability to identify opportunities and organize production, and the willingness to accept risk in the pursuit of rewards. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's a lot to take in, huh? Let's break it down. Ability to identify opportunities. First of all, what's an entrepreneur? An entrepreneur is someone who starts a new business knowing that it might fail or might succeed. So the new business he starts is going to be an opportunity. So he identifies that opportunity like this. You see the busy intersection, right? And there's a bank, there's a hospital, whatever, but there's no Wendy's. So he thinks, what if I put a Wendy's store right here so people stop by on their way home from work and get a burger or two? That's a good opportunity. So he goes at it. He organizes production. He gets the store going, he gets the fast food restaurant going, whatever, and he gets all the machines in there, the workers, and it's operating. Next, the willingness to accept risk. He knows the store may fail, but in the end, the pursuit of rewards outshines that. He knows if it succeeds, due to him doing everything correctly, he will get a reward, profit. If it succeeds, he'll get profit from all the sales. So that's entrepreneurship. All these are the factors of production. It's involved in the production process. How to get the product from start to finish. You need land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship to make all of that happen. But land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, they all have something called factor payment. That's what you have to pay to get it. Here's the factor payments and each of the factors of production. For example, to get the land the Wendy's restaurant's going to be on, you got to pay somebody rent. Somebody owns that plaza, for example, and they're going to charge you for that little block of land right there to put your restaurant on. They're going to charge you rent, just like an apartment. Next is labor. When you have workers, you got to pay them. You got to pay them their wages. Kind of self-explanatory. Next is capital. Now, with capital, think about it this way. When you have $5,000 machines you need to get, you don't have that $5,000. You're going to have to get a loan from a bank. And banks charge interest on loans, which is money you have to pay just to get that money. To get the $5,000, you're going to have to pay the bank extra every month. So that's the interest. That's what's going to cost you to get that capital, those machines. Entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur is going to have to get paid the profit for going on that business venture. Now remember, all this is in terms of the firm. So in terms of Wendy's, like the whole corporation as a whole, that's what they're going to have to pay. The entrepreneur opens the individual store, but the corporation has to pay him the profit from the store. Alright, so this is all going to tie into the next thing, which is called the circular flow model. So let's go to that. Okay, the circular flow model. Looks pretty simple, right? 4 circles, there's a lot of arrows, right? Let's get started. The top circle, households. Household is us. Just, us in general. We provide the factors of production. We provide labor, basically just us working. We provide land, capital, and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the few of us who are going to take on those risks in pursuit of profit. So where does that tie into this? This arrow here is going to take us into the factor market. The factor market is where the factors of production are traded with firms, which are down here. This little arrow here, see? Factors of production, FOP. They're going to be traded, the households are going to give those to the factor market, which is really just a virtual, go-between, a little virtual in-between point between firms and households, where the factors of production are traded. So they go to the factor market, a non-existent place, and then from the factor market, those factors of production, land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, will go to the firms. Whew. But now, the firms has the factors of production, so now they can make a product, right? So when they make that product, they're going to send it off somewhere. The place they send it off to is called the product market. The product market is an actual physical place, unlike the factor market. It's a store, really, usually. Think about it like Walmart. And let's say the firm is a video game company, Nintendo. Nintendo is going to sell their video games to Walmart as the product. Walmart is then going to sell those video games to us, the households. So that product then goes to us, to the households. So if you really look at this in one way, isn't it just two big arrows? Because the factors of production are going like this, and then the products are going like this. You're just really two big arrows. So what are those arrows on the outside? Well, there's also a counterclockwise movement. Let's go from the left to the right. When we buy a product from the product market, from the store, it goes to us. But we have to actually pay for the product. Those are our expenditures. Those expenditures are sent to the store, which is basically the store's profit. But the firm, remember, let's talk about this, Walmart and Nintendo. The firm, which is Nintendo, has to get money for their products, the video games, that they send to Walmart. Walmart buys them from Nintendo, and that's Nintendo's revenue. So that's good. Nintendo got their money, and Nintendo had to make those video games using the factors of production that they got from the factor market. So what do they pay in exchange for the factor products, factors of production? They pay the factor payments. The factor payments are what we talked about earlier. Recall, rent, interest, profit, and wages. And in the factor market, remember, it's just a little go-between type of thing. So the factor payments are also sent to the households, to us. So the factor market and the product market are really just a little go-between place between the household and the firms. So just like it was before, there's a huge movement from the firms to the households in both directions here too. So there's this movement here, and there's this movement here. There's money going from the households through the product market, through the store, and eventually to the firms. And the factor payments the firm pays eventually come to the households. That's the circular flow model. It's going to be really important to remember. It's always on the AP exam. Count on it. So just remember this, and I hope this video helped. So keep on watching. Video 2 will be up soon, and just thanks for watching.